Why is pain our biggest teacher? Sit on that one for a moment. We've been taught that suffering and sacrifice are just part of life, that nothing comes without pain, without suffering, and we need to sacrifice. We run around like sadomasochistic rats on the wheel of life, trying to outdo one another, as if that makes us better than one another. Does that make any sense? Does that set in for anybody? It's actually kind of icky when you feel it, when you sit with it. That pain is really just a teacher, but that doesn't mean we need to live in it. It teaches us the contrast to let us know what feels right and in alignment. But we don't have to be in suffering and in pain. We don't need to sacrifice. If things come more natural to us and we can live in a flow of joy, the only thing we bump up against once in a while is the discomfort. We don't have to go full on in for the pain. But many of us, we were raised in environments where we witnessed others getting attention for their pain, for their suffering. And it's a learned behavior, and sometimes so deep you don't even realize you learned it. That it forms this coping mechanism to try to gain affection, gain attention. For those of us neglected in younger ages, we just needed just a little attention. But we didn't receive that attention, and we didn't receive the proper attention. Sometimes it was more attention for some pain or something we did out of alignment than to feel the attention of when we did do something well and we did receive a loving affection. So this is how we learn our survival techniques in the world, is at those young ages, those formative years. If we didn't get what we needed, our needs weren't met, we weren't comforted, consoled, and loved upon the way we all deserve and need, it sets forth the rest of our lives to where we're constantly looking to fulfill those needs that went unfulfilled. We've learned coping mechanisms to get by and manipulate ways to gain that which we never received that we still feel we need. And in all the years, I've had to work through a lot of my addictions to those patterns, those beliefs. The need to sacrifice and give it my all, no matter how it felt. And to sit with pain because that's what you're supposed to do. Suck it up, baby. It's just the way it is, the way it's always been. We have drama and trauma all around us every day. We also have joy. We have success, excitement, and play also equally, maybe even more around us. But what draws the attention more is the drama and the trauma. And oh my word, oh, did you see there's suffering? And because again, this need to fit in, we feel guilty for our joy and we join in with everyone's suffering. Let's all have a party. But we don't celebrate. We don't celebrate the joys, we celebrate the pains, the sufferings. And how does that serve? Abraham Hicks said in one of her videos once, I remember, you can't jump in a sinking boat and not have a life vest to help others. You can't save others by jumping in that boat. Unless you're willing to be the one who stays in joy. Who is going to buoy those people out of their suffering, their pain? The world needs more people willing to celebrate and be in their joy than they need more people suffering and jumping in the trauma and the drama. Life is too short. Pain is supposed to be just a teacher, guiding you to your joy. Let it be a beacon and celebrate what it is that brightens your day, brings you life, Find what the root cause of your own pain and your suffering is, because you're the only one who can do that. And that's the only way to your liberation, your freedom, to live in joy, to live fully, richly. Celebrate the pain too when you overcome it and you achieve that knowing that this is what that pain served me. It's one of the reasons I love to journal, is to write down, wow, this is what came through. This is the wisdom I gleaned from that pain. And now I'm even happier because I see how it brought me to my joy. There's a gift in every encounter, every person, place, or thing. Sometimes the gifts are without bows. They're blessings just as much. So today, ask yourself, how can you be guided and steered back to your joy? How can you utilize pain and not be stuck in it? Find ways to elevate and uplift. You don't need to sink into or attribute yourself to a group just to fit in and be in pain and suffering. It's your choice, and it's always a choice. All right, here we are. I go where you go. That sounds so funny. Almost like I just said, where we tend to want to fit in with the crowd. It's a basic human need to feel connected and loved through that connection. Doesn't mean it's loving. I go where you go. Tell me, are you finding that occasional stranger has a crush on you? Are you finding that occasional stranger has a crush on you? That for words you've almost mindlessly chosen, hearts broken too long begin to heal? That eyes sometimes well up with tears when it's time to say goodbye? Remarkable are findings exactly. Psst, your divinity is showing. Love the universe. Let's read that again. It's pretty profound. I go where you go. Tell me, are you finding that the occasional stranger has a crush on you? That for words you've almost mindlessly chosen, hearts broken too long begin to heal? That eyes sometimes well up with tears when it's time to say goodbye? It's remarkable, our findings. Exactly. So here's an example. Pain is our biggest addiction, one of the many. We have a lot of addictions, all of it really originating in the head. Pain being an addiction, and my first round of Beyond Addiction, I recognized that maybe my physical chronic pain was also partially an addiction. Mainly because it satisfied those human needs. It's like a trusty friend, and it shows up, doesn't disappoint me. So when you wake up first thing in the morning and you feel the pain, you're like, oh, it's there again. But at the same time, there's something underlying that says, oh, it's there again, I can trust it because it's been there. And it's created a pattern that you are already anticipating and expecting. The occasional stranger, you may be your own secret crush if you can recognize that that's what we're all looking for, is to find the self-love. Where attention goes, energy flows. Focus on that self-love. Focus on nurturing what feels right, what feels aligned. Minimize, end your internal dialogue, the negative self-talk. Find the compassion and patience with yourself. You'll be able to extend it for others. And sometimes tears is to say goodbye to the lessons and the blessings that have come through in your life, explicitly, because there's joy on the other side. So no matter what it is, the pains you may endure in your life, there's always going to be joy on the other side if you're willing to recognize there's a message in it for you, and only you can decipher it. So tap into that pain, let it be your motivator, but don't live in it. Thank it when it's time to move on, and find your joy. I love you very much.